Some games are played, some are experienced, and some are lived. Death Stranding isn't just a game, it's a phenomenon, one that made people question what gaming could be. Some called it a walking simulator. Others called it a masterpiece. But no matter where you stand, one thing is undeniable. You've never played anything like it. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what Hideo Kojima wanted. Because this wasn't the first time he did this. Let me take you back. Metal Gear, 1987. The concept of stealth as a gameplay mechanic didn't even exist. Gamers were used to running and gunning. But Kojima said, what if you don't fight? What if you sneak? And just like that, a new genre was born. Decades later, after leaving Konami, he did it again. Death Stranding wasn't made to fit into a box. It was made to tear the box apart and rebuild it into something new. When Death Stranding was first revealed, it was a fever dream of a trailer. A naked Norman Reedus holding a baby, surrounded by dead crabs on a beach. No one had a clue what it was. And honestly, even after finishing the game, some people still don't. But that's kind of the point. Because Kojima doesn't create games. He creates worlds. He tells stories through systems, emotion through silence, meaning through mechanics. And Death Stranding, as weird and wild as it is his most personal story ever told. At first glance, it seems simple. You're a courier, Sam Porter Bridges, walking across post-apocalyptic America, delivering packages. Sounds boring, right? But as you play, you realize something. This isn't about walking. It's about connection. Every step is a struggle. Every delivery is effort. But slowly you rebuild roads. Leave behind ladders. Create zip lines. Other players use them. You use theirs. And in a world shattered by isolation, that invisible thread of connection, it's everything. It's not just gameplay. It's metaphor. Kojima made a game about healing a broken world. And he released it in 2019, a year before a real pandemic forced us into lockdowns, isolation, and digital-only relationships. How'd he know? It's almost like he saw it coming. And let's be real, the gameplay isn't for everyone. You walk, you balance, you carry cargo, you avoid BTs, you escape mules. But that loop, slow, deliberate, almost meditative, pulls you in. It makes you feel something most games don't. Loneliness, effort, connection, purpose. Now here's the crazy part. This wasn't a safe choice for Kojima. After decades of success with Metal Gear, he could have played it safe, made a spiritual successor to Snake, made a combat-heavy action title. But no, he made a game where the most powerful mechanic is helping someone you'll never meet. He reinvented himself the same way he reinvented gaming with Metal Gear. And that's the full circle moment here. Back in the 80s, Kojima created stealth. In 2019, he created Strand gameplay, a term no one had heard before. And now, it's part of the vocabulary. Death Stranding 2 is coming. And you can already feel it. He's not done. He's not here to make sequels. He's here to evolve ideas. To keep exploring what games can mean, not just what they can do. It's wild when you think about it. This guy has spent his life making games that are hard to explain, but impossible to forget. And maybe that's why people love him, or hate him, or meme him. But here's the truth. No one else is doing what Kojima is doing. He makes weird stuff, deep stuff, stuff that doesn't fit genres. Games that make you walk for miles, only to deliver a package. And somehow, along the way, you deliver a piece of yourself. That's not a game mechanic. That's art. So the next time someone asks you what kind of game Death Stranding is, just smile. Because trying to define it is missing the point. It's not about what genre it fits into. It's about what feeling it leaves behind. And that is something no label could ever explain. Thanks for watching. If you've ever walked through Kojima's weird, beautiful world and felt something you couldn't quite put into words, you're not alone. And with Death Stranding 2 on the horizon, maybe it's time we stop trying to define Kojima's games and just let ourselves be carried by them, one step at a time.